Does the Buddha Joy Meditation School teach mindfulness? A good-hearted individual from the United Kingdom wrote me, I have been practicing mindfulness for many years and wonder how this differs from what you teach. I'm unsure about webinars as I'm in the UK and not keen on computer groups. Thanks. So I shall answer this in 3 points. Number 1, there are many schools of meditation. Buddha's unique take upon meditation is predicated upon 2 things. Number 1, harmonizing our mindfulness with our breath. Number 2, applying that to the 4 foundations of our 4 bases of mindfulness. Let's look at the first one. Many schools of meditation preoccupy themselves with concentration. And they actively concentrate sometimes upon the breath. Buddha didn't teach that. Buddha taught a passive mindfulness that is in harmony with the breath. Allow us to, this will make more sense when we apply it to the 4 bases of mindfulness. From the perspective of the sutra teachings, the 4 bases of mindfulness would be our body, our feelings, our mind, and phenomena. So when we notice something going on in our body, we would harmonize our awareness with our in-breath. And as we spontaneously and naturally exhaled, we would acquiesce or let go or explore how on a visceral level, grasping onto that which we just noticed is relatively impossible. From the perspective of Tantra, instead of using the terms of body, feelings, mind, and phenomena, we would use the ideas of circumstance, body, communication, and awareness. So it's the same thing. We're working with awareness of the 4 scopes of experience. And rather than getting stuck in the trap of concentration, we are acquiescently and gently and passively flowing with mindfulness. The difference between active concentration and passive mindfulness could be likened to a seething Sith Lord from the Star Wars universe who tries to use the Force as its tool to do his or her bidding, in contrast to a Jedi who is acquiescent to the Force as its servant. 2 radically different approaches, yang and yin, with radically different results. Sadly, for more than 2 millennia, people in the name of Buddhism have been teaching non-Buddhist active concentration to the detriment of their students. That was point 1. Now let's go to point 2. The Buddha Joy Meditation School uses the Zoom webinar platform for its live interactive webinars. It's relatively user-friendly. Anyone with a desktop or a laptop can gain access to the class using the link that they receive upon registration. Prior to each class, the participant will want to log in about 5 minutes early, just to make sure that everything is, all their T's are crossed and their I's are dotted. However, prior to the first class, you'll want to start your login process about 20 minutes before class, because the webinar platform will give you some benign software to download, once again, to your laptop or your desktop. Better safe than sorry for the first class. Now, some students have participated using a smartphone or a tablet that can be a trifle clunky and ungainly. So I strongly recommend that people use a laptop or a desktop. Luckily, there are some laptops which go for about $100, which is not a huge investment. Number 3, the majority of my, I teach 4 series: a Monday series, a Tuesday series, a Wednesday series, and a Saturday morning series. The first 3 series begin at 6 p.m. Pacific time, depending on whether it's in the winter or the summer. That's either -7 Greenwich Mean Time or -8 Greenwich Mean Time. Therefore, for my European students, it usually works out best for them if they participate in the Saturday morning classes, which is on the west coast of the United States, it's 10 a.m. In England, it's mid-afternoon. Once again, it works out easier if you're using a time zone calculator. But for instance, if you live in the Greenwich Mean Time 0 time zone, then the Buddha Joy Meditation School is in the -7 Greenwich Mean Time zone, and you can do your own calculations. I hope that makes sense. If there's any confusion, please leave me a question in the comment area below the video. My name is Lama Jigme Gyatso, and this is the Buddha Joy Meditation School.